Okay, prepare yourself for a controversial video. It shouldn't be, but it is. So much of what I talk about shouldn't be controversial, but is. 10 years ago, hedge fund billionaire Paul Tudor Jones made a bold observation. He said the reason why there are fewer female traders than male traders is because women, as a rule, lose their focus after having a baby. And the investment field requires intense concentration. Quote, you will never see as many great women investors or traders as men. Period. End of story. And the reason why is not because they're not capable. They're very capable. It's just that once a woman gives birth and or breastfeeds, he added, quote, forget it. Every single investment idea, every desire to understand what's going to make this go up or this go down is going to be overwhelmed by the most beautiful experience, which a man will never share, about a mode of connection between that mother and that baby. I just see it happen over and over. End quote. Needless to say, Jones's comments caused a ruckus when he made them in 2013. I'm going to have that linked for you below so you can see it for yourself when you're done here. But if my mother were alive today, she would confirm his remarks 100 times over. As it happens, my mother was among the group of women in the 1970s that Jones referred to having witnessed leave the investment field post-baby. My sister and I were 5 and 3, respectively, when my mother, who had an MBA and who worked for many years as a stockbroker, quit her job to stay home with us. And she regretted not having done so sooner. Jones is right. Women can't concentrate on their careers in the same way they did prior to giving birth. And thank God for that. It would be kind of concerning if a new mother could turn it off completely and focus on breadwinning 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, after experiencing such a miraculous and life-altering event. Alas, most mothers, new mothers I'm talking about here now, can't turn it off, which is why we've been hearing for years about the guilt and stress women endure when they do return to work post-baby. It's also why most mothers prefer to step back from the workforce for a season. The idea that a woman should be able to return to work after having a baby and perform in the same manner she did previously is really reckless when you think about it. Women are the sex that gets pregnant. Women are the sex that breastfeeds. Women are the sex that's literally attached to another human being and as a result are attuned to their baby's needs in a unique and primal way. If the persistent gender pay gap proves anything, it's that returning to the office full-time post-baby is not what most women want. This shift in a woman's priorities becomes even more pronounced over time. When asked, and once again, I'm going to have these stats that I'm reading linked for you below. When asked, mothers of children under the age of 18 say their ideal situation is to work part-time. And among mothers who currently do work full-time, many would rather not. About 44% say working part-time would be ideal. In other words, what most mothers want regarding employment isn't in question. What is in question is the fact that we groom young women to become workhorses throughout their lives as though they are no different from men. We pressure women to construct lives in which work remains firmly at the center and that leaves no room for a graceful exit. Yet an off-ramp is what most women want. Unfortunately, their desires are up against an America whose values have changed dramatically. For the past several decades, we've chosen to exalt and to prioritize money and achievement over marriage and family. Quote, I don't understand for the life of me, notes Ben Shapiro in a 2018 speech, why we're telling women that their best and greatest superpower, creating another human from their own body, is somehow less important than working as an associate law clerk. That working 2,100 billable hours and checking footnotes is somehow more important than raising the next generation of human beings that you made with your own body. End quote. It was great. It was a great quote of Ben Shapiro's. And every week I work with women who've learned this the hard way, that the marketplace feels far less liberating to the extent that it ever was, because most people have jobs, not careers, and much more of a burden once a baby has arrived. Making money just isn't on most new mothers' radars. If it is on her radar, it's usually for one of two reasons. She's single or divorced, and thus therefore she has no choice but to earn a living, so of course it's on her mind. Or she inadvertently created a life that demands two incomes by the choices she made, or she and her husband more likely, early on, professionally, relationally, and financially, and subsequently now feels stuck. The expectation that mothers should be able to focus on work in the same way they did pre-baby has caused women to experience an existential crisis. Quote, I cried listening to you. So many years lived under anxiety, stress, and failing as a mom and business owner. No one seems to understand how I feel. I feel trapped and crazy sometimes, lost. Your words mean a lot. End quote. That's just one of countless similar emails and comments I receive every single week. There is a deep hunger among today's women to lean out of the workforce and lean into motherhood and into life, I would say, life outside of work. This generation has seen the burnout and the lifestyle their parents modeled, and they don't want any part of it. They want something different. Quote, for Gen Z women who've observed the unhappy zero-sum game that is the battle of the sexes, many feel that the modern world, for all its promises, has failed them, writes Emma Waters, researcher at the Heritage Foundation. She adds, women are looking for an older and truer model for how to live a good life. They want a chance to reclaim the ingredients of happiness, faith, family, community, and meaningful work back from the career-focused model they grew up with. Fortunately, that older and truer model is now here. In my new book, How to Build a Better Life, a new roadmap for women who want to prioritize love and family, I chart a new course for women who want to build, or if they're older, even rebuild, lives in which their relationships at home come first. I wrote it for single women who want to date for marriage, and for married mothers who want to stay home with their children and or work less so they can enjoy motherhood more. Many single women and married mothers want permission to take their foot off the gas pedal. They want to know how to do that, and they want to take pride in their choice to live a more balanced and family-friendly life. And they need a long-term plan for how to make their desire a reality. Now they have it. To read more about my new book, How to Build a Better Life, and to read the first 20 pages for free, just go to howtobuildabetterlifebook.com. And you will find everything you need there. And again, I'm going to link below all this stuff I've talked about in this video. Yeah. Thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.